All right, we're here today at Ferraro's Market in New Haven, Connecticut. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go in the store, and what our objective is to see how far we can get with $50. Now, I've been fortunate enough, you know, over the past few years to make it to a higher level in bodybuilding. I've been fortunate enough to get some contracts. I've had the luxury of being pickier about, you know, the foods I eat, and the luxury of being super selective. But I remember, you know, it wasn't that long ago when I was an amateur. I was working full time, and certainly didn't have any sponsorships, and I was, you know, eating and prepping and trying to grow on a budget. What we want to show is that there, you know, for guys out there who are aspiring bodybuilders, you know, the bodybuilding lifestyle isn't known to be the most affordable, but we want to show that it can be, you know, if it's done right, if you're selective about what you do and you know where you shop, it certainly can be done. So let's go inside, let's check it out, and let's see what we can do. Perfect. Definitely one of the best bangs for the buck in the bodybuilding world. Eggs. 99 cents a dozen. That's probably about as good as it's going to get. No problem having eggs. You know, making a meal out of eggs and some oats. You know, once at least once. You know, 2 times a day. No problem. I mean, you can really put together a meal with eggs. Get, I mean, you know, some of the highest quality protein there is. You get your protein and fat from the eggs. Get some oats, there's your carbs. I mean, that's a complete, it's easy to make, it's cheap, tastes good. So let's see, yeah, figure if we were to do 2 meals a day, 6 eggs a piece. So we got a dozen a day. If we're gonna go for a week, we're gonna get 7 dozen. That's only $7. And that's 2 meals a day down. The way I figured it, we'll do 2 meals a day from eggs, 2 meals a day from chicken, potatoes, veggies, and then 2 shakes a day. So I mean, you got 4 whole meals, 2 shakes. Shit, I think when I turned pro, I was only doing 3 whole meals and 3 shakes a day. So, you know, definitely enough to make it happen. One thing you could definitely do, because chicken, you know, depending on if you catch it on sale or not, you know, it could be cheap, it could be expensive. This place is definitely known for having good prices. I see chicken on sale here all the time for $1.79 a pound. But, you know, we just came in on the fly, and chicken's a little over $3 a pound. So, what I'm thinking is, they have boneless, skinless thighs for $1.79. Now, personally, I'd much rather eat thighs than breasts, especially, you know, off season. Not an issue. If you're dieting, then you could just, you know, it's like even eating a meal with steak. You could just adjust. You know, typically, if I were to have a meal with, say, chicken, potatoes, and some veggies, I'd probably try to add in a little bit of fat to make up for the fact that there's no fat really in that meal. But you get the fat from the thighs, you're all set. You don't really have to add any other fats from the meal. You already got it naturally in the chicken. So this is about 3.5 pounds. So if we're going to eat 2 meals of chicken a day for 7 days, it's 14 meals of chicken. Figure you want to do 8 ounces, at least 8 ounces of chicken a meal. That's going to be cooked weight, so we're going to need a pound. We're going to need a pound cooked weight a day times 7 days. We need 7 cooked pounds of chicken. You got to account for, you know, what it's going to shrink. Probably, I would say, with 11 pounds, 10, 11 pounds, it should be adequate to account for any, you know, water loss that's going to take place during cooking. So I'm gonna put together about 10 pounds of chicken. And 3.5, so we got about almost 10.5 pounds. Next, the way I figured it, if we're gonna do I figured with 8 ounces of chicken, about 8 ounces of potato with a meal. So that's a pound of cooked potatoes a day times 7 days, 7 pounds of potatoes. Again, taking into account any possible or potential, loss in weight when you cook it. So these are both 5-pound bags. Grab 2 bags of these, we're good. Now, we got the option of Quaker Oats or the store brand. We're talking $5.59 versus $3.79, so that's almost a $2 difference. The way I figured it was, I figured a cup of oats with each egg meal to give you over 50 grams of carbs. So, if we're gonna do, this has 30 servings of 1/2 cup, so that would have 15 servings of a cup. If we're gonna have a cup twice a day, this will actually perfectly get us through the week. So perfect. We had a week's worth of oats for $3.79. Alright, I got that right? 15 servings of a cup, 2 cups a day, just over 7 days. Perfect. So, we got our protein, carbs, and actually, because we got the yolks from the eggs, we got our fats, and because we got a considerable amount of fat from the thighs of the chicken, we've actually got our fats too. So, only thing left, I think some veggies. I don't know. It's important to me. I don't ever really eat a meal. Like the eggs and the oats, I would eat without veggies or something like that. But actually, it wouldn't hurt maybe to throw some bananas in that just to spice it up. Let's see if we could fit it in the budget. But let's go see what we could do for some veggies. We could always go for the standard, the generic broccoli, which is $1.79 a pound. Got to figure probably going through one of these a day, I'm guessing, right? Probably 1 per meal. 1 a meal, like 2 a piece. By 7 days, it'll be $14. Let's see what else we got. One thing I used to do, and it was actually real easy because it was easy to prep, it was cheap, and I liked the taste, was salad. I'll get little containers, like 2 a day, set it up so I'd have 2 a day, have 1 with each meal, each chicken meal, each chicken, potato, salad. They got heads of romaine for 99 cents each. Probably would only take maybe, 4 of those would probably be enough. 4 plus a bag of carrots. That's another way to go. And again, I get a little bit more nutrition and a little more fiber out of the broccoli. Shit, that's enough for 4 meals. This should be enough for 4 meals, right? 1 a meal. Yeah. So that's 2 days. 2 days. 4 days. 6 days. What are we at? 2.5, 5. Oh. I think this will do it. Let's see. Before we leave, let's see about maybe getting some bananas in here. Let's see, that's 2, 4, 6 bananas. Is that 3 pounds? I don't think that is. 3 pounds? I bet you this is 2.7 pounds. Just under 2.5, not bad. So we could get 3 pounds for $2. all we need is one banana a day. So let's see, 7 bananas. Perfect, just under 3 pounds. That's just under $2. That's everything. What are the odds that's under $50?
You feeling lucky?
I think we got it, honestly. I think we do. If we do, that's damn good. Will it be enough? We'll find out. Ah! Look at that.
49.45.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So, as you can see, $49.45. And you know, in all honesty, you know, that's a lot of food. I mean, that's enough for 4 meals a day for a week. That's enough for 28 meals. You know, like I said, pick up a tub of Econo Whey, a couple scoops of that, 2 times a day, 4 scoops of that. You know, you could really put together a decent diet. I mean, that, in all honesty, was probably 95%, you know, almost identical to what I was eating, you know, when I won the U.S. Nationals. You can go pretty far with $50, in all honesty. So I know the bodybuilding lifestyle is notorious as being expensive and, you know, undoable, but I think honestly, I think it is more attainable than people realize when it comes to the food. Let's go home and let's cook some of this up. See what a day would look like with this stuff. So we got everything unpacked, and what I'm going to do is kind of just break down what one day would look like using that food. In each bowl, I put a cup of oats. I got a banana that I'm going to split and put in each one. I've got about 20 ounces, say 1 pound 4 ounces of chicken, which I'm going to trim up. So by the time I trim it up and whatnot, you should be able to meet that, you know, 8 ounce requirement per meal. I figured on, you know, a small crown of broccoli per meal, and you know, this would be potato for one meal for the other, and we got 6 eggs for to go with the two portions of oats. And that's 4 meals right there. Pretty simple. And this is something that would actually be very easy and efficient to prep in bulk, because you get all that chicken together, boom, grill it all up at once, let it cool, divvy it up into portions, put it in the fridge. You can steam all that broccoli at once, same thing, divvy it up, put it in the fridge. You know, and then the eggs and the oats, you can just, that takes 2 minutes to do each day. You know, and a shake, same thing. If you're gonna, you know, add shakes to this, so you got 4 meals and 2 shakes. You can, you know, what I used to do was the night before, if I knew I was gonna use 4 scoops of protein total for the next day, I would just put all 4 scoops in a shaker cup, leave it on the counter. And if I was gonna add oats or something to it, I'd add it to it. That way in the morning, come down, put some ice and water in the blender, boom, it's all ready to go, blend it up. You know, you're done in a minute, just clean out the blender. So, you know, if you think ahead and you get everything together, and you prep as much stuff in bulk and have it ready to go, it's actually really simple. So I know nutrition is the one thing that most people struggle with, and I mean, it's hard enough, I guess, eating the same foods day in and day out, but it's a lot harder if you're gonna wake up every morning and not be prepared and think, oh, okay, I'm gonna make my day's worth of food every morning. Forget it. It's hard enough to do as it is. If you're not organized and you haven't thought ahead and you don't have a system down, you might as well give up, because it just makes it that much harder. If you can have it done so that it's ready to go each day, it makes your job, of getting that food in and getting it in on time that much easier. Trust me, that's just the way you want to do it. So we go ahead and start prepping this stuff up. The broccoli, simple enough. We'll just throw it in the pan, a little bit of water in there, steam it. Like I said, the more days worth you do of this at a time, the better, because you got to get the pan out. You're gonna get the cutting board dirty. Instead of doing 1 day's worth, you might as well do 5. You might as well do 7. What's the difference? Same thing when you fire up the grill, you're gonna go through the trouble of firing it up, getting the cutting board dirty. It's no more trouble doing, like I said, 5 or 7 days than it is doing 1 day. It just takes a couple more minutes just cutting stuff up, big deal. Most of the time is spent, firing up the grill and cleaning up, so. But this is something that's so quick to do, and eggs, cold, I've done it. You make them ahead of time, put them in the fridge. Considering the amount of time it takes to do, you're better off just make them in the morning when you're gonna have them, and if you're gonna have them as your last meal, just do it then. Not that big of a deal. Stuck in a little downpour here. Alright, so this is it. We got 4, pretty solid meals. And we have enough food that we got for 50 bucks where we can actually repeat this, 7 times, for seven days. You got good meals: chicken, potato, veggies, eggs, oatmeal, banana. Assuming you got a couple extra bucks maybe to plunk down on some protein powder, and you make a couple extra shakes to throw in with you, and you got four whole food meals and 2 shakes. You're doing all right, So for 50 bucks, that's not bad.